Alright, rails, another very basic concept in Liquid, where very similar to contours, I guess, but instead of tracing around your body parts, you take those parts and put them out in space, and you trace imaginary objects in space. So, for instance, one basic rail that you might see very often is, we mostly refer to this as the box rail, where you have a box in front of you of rectangular shape, and you take your hands and you trace around that box. Just one very simple variation of it would be to trace around the box and then trace around the bottom side of the box. So that's one basic rail. Another simple rail would be the stair-step rails that I guess I can credit the LPC as to at least showing me. But it's just to get the concept of moving your hands around imaginary objects in space. You have the concept of hand distancing, where the more distance you have between your hands, the harder it is going to be to maintain the illusion of this rail. So that's a bigger box with bigger hand distancing. You can also have your hands or body parts out in space and have the objects move past them. So for instance, you have the standard box rail, but now if you were to take it and just go up with it and move out, and it would kind of be that this box kind of moved over, or just standing right here, and it would be like the box is there, but it moved over and then you finished it. So yeah, that's rails.
Another way to look at rails, as Kai said, was about tracing imaginary objects. Something that I think a lot of people forget is that even though it's another way to do it, rather. You can use just your hands to trace an object, but then sometimes it's good to understand where your elbows play into tracing an object. So it's almost like you're using 2 points to trace your object, your elbow and your hand. So to make the box rail that we're talking about, you want to make sure that the elbow is also there, as well as the wrist if you're making the actual box. Even as Kyle's talking about moving objects, you can think about objects as being bigger than your body. So a lot of people's rails, they end up just the limits of their body, But if you have a slightly bigger object, a bigger box, for instance, you can move the rail along and make that shape. So that's just another way to look at rails. You could change your level drastically while you're doing a rail. And I think level changes are great in dancing. It just gets you more space to work with. Even like going back, using a rail to guide your movements.